All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Collection Conundrum. Today we've got another great guest. We got Average Joe is going to be coming on and showing us 5 of his favorite dive watches from his collection, so that'll be really cool. Also, we're going to be doing a live strap giveaway for the first time, so hopefully this is going to become a new segment. So this is going to be for the people who are watching live, so stay tuned later in the show. If you are in the chat, you will be one of the only people able to win the prize, and we've got a sailcloth strap from Richie, so I'll be showing you guys that a little bit more as we go. But for some of you guys might be new here for the first time, this is kind of like a game show about watches. So we've got some rules. We're going to play some games, and I'm going to bring in one of our 2 co-hosts. Shane is going to come in and explain how that works. So here's Shane.
Hi, I'm Shane from Relative Time. Join us for the first time. You're probably wondering, what is all this about? Basically, as Dave says, it's kind of a game show, and part of it is we invite in a guest and ask them to bring 5 along watches that they own, and that those 5 watches form, a collection around a specific theme. Then the rest of the game revolves around that 5-watch collection. There are basically 3 phases to the game, and I'll explain more as we kind of go along. But we have, the collection phase, kind of the question phase, and finally the conundrum phase. Now, the game is mostly played between the 3 of us hosts, but we also want you guys at home to play along, and you guys will be playing collectively against all of us. So feel free to guess whenever you feel like it as we go through the game. Now, as we go through, of course, points are going to be awarded, and we'll try to get to know our guest a little bit better. As well as one thing to remember with Collection Conundrum is it's not so much about who's winning as much as about who's losing, because the loser has some sort of punishment that usually goes along with it. So that's basically it in a nutshell, and I'll turn it over to Alton to invite us into our guest.
And unfortunately, I was that loser last week, guys. So let's hope I do a little bit better. Hey, everybody. So glad that you could join us. I'm looking forward to reading your comments down there and letting us know your guesses as well as your opinions. We know you love to share your opinions. It wasn't too long ago that I saw this little watch channel, Average Joe Watch Reviews. And I thought, who is this guy? I really liked it. And it was a little baby channel, but it has exploded. And so today I would like us all to welcome Average Joe.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, how's it going?
Welcome to the show, Joe.
Thanks for having me on today.
We're really glad that you could join us. Hey, how many subscribers do you have now?
Not that I count or anything, but 4,155.
55, 56?
That's
maybe?
awesome, man.
Someone go subscribe right now. Let's see if we get to 56.
Please do. Thank you so much.
It wasn't long ago that you were right where I am now. I'm at around 850, and you were heading towards that 1,000. And it seemed like you went from 1,000 to 4,000 pretty quick. So I think that's a testament to the fun that your channel has, the effort you put into it, and you always try to bring a kind of common man, every average Joe man perspective to it. I think people respond to that.
Thank you very much. I'm very humbled to hear that, and I'm very honored to be on your show tonight.
And we're glad to have you. We'd like to get to know you a little bit before we get going. So we want to ask you a few questions about who you are, if that's okay, starting with where you live and what you do.
Absolutely. So from the Philadelphia suburbs, right outside of the Philadelphia area, about 15 minutes, in a little town called Levittown. So typically, I say Philadelphia because no one knows where Levittown is. But I was born and raised in Northeast Philadelphia, and I was there for a good 30 years before moving to the burbs. So,
all right, very good. And did you grow up in Levittown?
So I grew up in the Northeast Philadelphia area in a town. It's actually a little section called Mayfair, and just about 10 years now I've been in the suburbs, and I'll tell you, I love the suburban life. Very quiet, spaced out, never any traffic, and you can sit in your backyard and just relax and enjoy the quietness and see the stars. And I don't know, I just enjoy it better than the city life.
Okay.
I know I've seen you collab with Josh from Town Watch. I know he's out there. I heard, now is TGV still in the Philadelphia area?
Yes, sir. TGV is actually
him at all, or
do you have a collaboration on a landscape?
Well, I would love to meet TGV one day because obviously he helped inspire me to start a YouTube channel myself. But TGV is actually more in the Center City area. that's the area where I try to avoid at all costs because you are really tight. You can't even like really own a car because you have to pay for parking, and it's just Center City is a place that I try to avoid like the plague. And then you have Northeast Philadelphia, which is a little, get a little bit more room, and then Levittown, where I'm at, where you got a lot more room. So I'm in that. Yeah.
Now, I know you're at 4,000 subscribers, but you should know that you're alienating a whole group of people. Did you want to retract that maybe and talk about how great the city center is?
Well, as you know, if you've watched my channel, you know I'm just an honest guy, and I tell it how it is. So
call it as you sees them.
I am sticking with the truth.
All right, very good. You're a baseball fan, right? What team? I mean, you can guess, but
the Philadelphia Phillies. Been a loyal fan for many, many years, and actually, let me reach for this little guy right here. Any Philadelphia fan would know the late and great Harry Callis. This was the Hall of Fame Phillies announcer for many, many years, and he is just the most unbelievable announcer I've ever heard, and we miss him dearly. He passed away quite a few years ago, so R.I.P. Harry Callis.
Does he sit on the shelf with bobblehead Bob and?
Well, yeah, he usually does. I can't find Bobble Bob, but I can find the box for some stupid reason. I don't know. I need to clean this place up. Let's just put it that way. But as long as it looks kind of neat behind me, I'm good.
So, what you want to be when you grew up, Joe? Did you want to be doing what you're doing now, or do you have big dreams? Baseball player, maybe?
I did want to become a baseball player, and I actually, as a child, I actually made up my own contract. I typed it out on the typewriter because I was born in 1978. We didn't have computers besides the Commodore 64 to play games on. Yeah. So I actually took a sheet of paper, put it in a typewriter, and I actually drew up a contract saying that I will be a member of the Philadelphia Phillies one day, and I locked it up in a safe spot, like a little padlock, and I kept it for many years. But unfortunately, that didn't work out for me.
Sounds like you might have made a better agent than a player at that point. Really, what your aspirations were geared towards.
I think I'm just a better fan, a commentary kind of guy that just kind of sits back and say, "Yeah, I could have done that, but now I'm doing sales," and YouTube.
Yeah, well, there you go. So, do you have any hobbies besides watch collecting and all the stuff that goes with YouTube reviewing?
So I always say my hobby's definitely YouTube, but that's kind of lame just to say YouTube because I definitely have other things. I do love DIY, so it's not unusual to see my ugly hands in a shot while I'm doing a watch review with maybe a little bit of paint on it or a scratch or a scrape or whatever, because I'm always ripping up floors, putting up new walls, painting, whatever. I do it all. And I enjoy it.
Guys, you got any questions for Average Joe?
What made you start doing the YouTube? I mean, what was the catalyst other than TGV?
So TGV was definitely partially responsible, but I would have to say that Jody was the catalyst. Just a really humble guy that just has a lot of energy. And obviously I've been a watch collector for many, many years, and I would look on YouTube to research for my own watches, making sure that the pictures are actually what I'm actually going to be getting. So it was a good idea for me to go onto YouTube and try to get some honest reviews. And that's really what I have actually tried to adopt, which is the reason why I call it Average Joe Watch Reviews, because I wanted to really kind of pertain to the average Joe out there, because I wasn't huge into the terminology that I am now. Mm-hmm. And the only reason I had that terminology now is because I'm a YouTuber and I do this almost on a full-time basis.
You learn on the fly.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now, I hear you guys do more than just reviews over there, though.
We do more than just reviews, yes, sir. So sometimes, I like to have a little bit of fun and include my family. So I did a little It's a Wonderful Life Christmas special, Average Joe, and I have some special guests sometimes come in, and the Casio Chronicles was obviously a big one.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Thank you very much. That was just a 5-part mini-series of torturing an F-91.
Yeah,
And
I was impressed at the size of the cast you had on that. You're pulling in so many guys from a lot of interesting characters making their appearance on there.
I remember you mentioned that in your comments, and I was really humbled at how many people wanted to actually be a part of this crazy idea that I had. So I had like Adrian from Somewhere in Time. I had my mechanic down the street that said, all right, what's wrong with your car? I'm like, no, I just need you to torture this. And he's like, absolutely, let's do it. Let's have fun. And it was just a really fun miniseries. And I actually have another one planned, so stay tuned.
Right.
I gave my son an F91W, and he liked it, but he's like, oh, okay. Then I showed him your video, and he saw how tough it was. And all of a sudden, he was all about the F91W.
Really?
He wears it all the time. Yeah.
Well, that made the whole series worth it.
There you
now,
go.
Cassie, I'll give you my royalties. Where are you?
They don't need your help, buddy.
You're right. They really don't.
Score that 4% affiliate commission on Amazon.
Yeah. Well, it's time for Shane to help us understand exactly how the guest reveal is going to go down. And Average Joe, you've seen the show before, so I think you have an idea. And hopefully a lot of you out there have tuned in before. Let's turn it over to Shane.
Okay. So first up, we have the collection phase, and this is where we finally get to see what Joe brought of those 5 watches. His collection is, what was it? The favorite dive watches, right? And before he reveals that, we're going to, each of us, guess 3 of the 5 watches. Now, for each correct guess, we get a point. And then after we wind up guessing, he'll reveal the entire collection. And while we're doing this, feel free to join along and throw out your guesses as well.
Yeah, we got a lot of guys in the chat. Looks like we have about 45 people watching. So welcome. I see Miguel's in there. He was our guest last month, so good to have him back. We got the Watch Corner, Mike, Jose Castro, Navarrete, David Warburton. Yeah, a lot of guys there. Miggy, welcome. Seiko Fu, welcome back. Andy B, got some regulars. So yeah, we're looking forward to see what you guys got. Again, so you guys are seeing the theme and the price tier. So if you guys have watched any of Joe's channel, we'll see how well you know him, but we're going to let you guys go ahead and start spamming the chat now and guess what you think he's going to be showing us today. So look for his dive watches. And then Joe, if I'm going to be highlighting some of the chats that come up, if you can kind of just keep track of how many they get right. And so we already got some guests coming in.
I'm seeing it already. Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that. So yeah, don't tell us because we still got to guess.
I will not.
Try not to give anything away, but
I'm definitely seeing a trend.
Okay. Yeah, we got some coming. All right. So let me see who I got lined up first. I think I've got mine first here. Okay, so here's my guesses. Let me go ahead and get mine out of the way. Okay, so I went with the Omega Planet Ocean. I'm pretty sure that one's going to be on there. I think the chat's with me on that. Yeah, the Mass. I saw that one coming up. Really cool looking one. So yeah, I figured if you're going to do a 5 dive watch collection, you're probably going to get a micro brand in there. Probably going to mix it up with some of your babies. And then I thought maybe you'd throw in a budget option. So I went with the Seiko, the SNZF, I think it is. And I've seen you put that one up a couple of times. So I thought, it's kind of a dive style watch, only 100 meters of water resistance, but I thought it might qualify for this. So those are the 3 that I went with. And so let's go ahead and jump over to Alton. You want to walk us through your picks?
Yeah, I looked at the Mass and the Seiko as well, but I didn't pick them. So I've got 2 other picks besides this Omega. I mean, classic watch. How could you not put that in the 5? I don't understand how you couldn't. And since Average Joe posted 1 out of every 4 pictures, we know he likes this watch. Number 2. The Breitling Headwind. It doesn't look like a traditional diver. It's a little fancy with the complication there at the top with the date. But I think it's 500 meters rated or something ridiculous. So you could definitely take that thing in some water. Beautiful watch, classic watch. And I know his category is 4 to 10,000. So I figured that might be bumping it up closer to the 10 than the 4. And I mean, come on, who doesn't love a Seiko Paddy turtle? He didn't post this one a whole lot on Instagram, but we're talking about classic divers, and I thought he might throw that one in there. Well, maybe he didn't say classic. Maybe it was random. I don't know. But I was thinking that, to me, that's a classic. I didn't include the mask because I wasn't sure if that was lent into the channel or gifted to the channel or purchased. So, a lot of us guys have watches come for 3 weeks and then go, or 2 or 3 days and then go. And the Seiko, I just didn't quite see it as a dive watch myself, so I didn't include those two. But Dave, those are good picks.
All right, let's bump it over to Shane. Let me get your screen up here.
I think we all think too much alike here. So yeah, as I said, like it's all over your Instagram, so this seemed like the obvious choice. Then after that, Seiko Paddy Turtle. I think I've seen this one on the channel a couple of times. Awesome watch. Hard to go wrong with that one. And at least I picked one that you guys didn't pick. Maybe not a traditional dive watch, but the Timex kind of Snoopy Q.
Oh yeah,
okay.
That's a good
Interesting.
pick.
Interesting picks, guys.
Okay. I just sold one of those without a Snoopy. Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to have a Snoopy on there. Otherwise, what's the use?
What's the point?
Really?
What's the point?
Seriously.
I was thinking about asking you about the Snoopy because I know you like Snoopy.
I love Snoopy. It's one of those characters that every time I see him, it puts a smile on my face. So
yeah.
So this is actually not part of the show today. So and you guys didn't even guess this one anyway, but I just got this one. So,
I had to work so hard not to buy that.
The Snoopy Marlin.
So hard.
And you know what's so unique about this watch is that it's an olive sunburst dial with an olive strap.
You don't see that very often, but that really works well with the Snoopy silhouette in there.
Yeah, kudos to my wife for picking this one out all by herself. I mean, she really's got some good taste, better taste than I have. So I let her pick out the watches and I just review them. So
awesome. Well, let me ask you one question, Joe. So you saw the chat coming by. Can you give me a number of how many the chat got right before you show us your watches?
There was definitely a theme, and the themes were looking good. It shows that people were actually paying attention when watching my channel, which is really a good sign for me. So thank you for that. So I was pretty impressed at how many people got right.
Were you able to count how many correct answers came up? There
was definitely a handful of at least two watches.
We saw the, let's see, let me run through again. So we had, the Matthew and Sons Irukandji came up a bunch of times. The Omega came up many times.
Right.
Those are the two most popular.
Those are the two that I saw a lot.
Breitling, Willard, Oris Aquis, 62 Mass.
I wish I had an Oris Aquis. So
Oris Aquis came up more than once. Accutron,
that was Jody's episode. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind owning one though.
Yeah. So out of those ones, how many were correct?
2.
2. Okay.
No, hold on. No, it was 3. Actually, 3. It was 3 correct.
Okay. So chat pulls in at 3 points. Then at the first one, we'll see if any of us were able to match that.
Yeah. Very good.
Okay, let's go ahead and let you start walking us through the watches that you're going to share with us today.
Absolutely.
Let me see if I can pull them up here. All right, give me 1 second because I thought I had them and now they all disappeared. Okay.
I could tell you for sure. Well, actually, I'm not going to say anything.
Okay. All right. Okay, here we go. These ones. Okay. Okay, I think. Sorry about that, guys, but I think I got it. Okay, so I'm not sure exactly which order these are going to come up with, but I'm going to flash them up on screen, and then you can talk about them as we go. So here's the first one that I have. That's not it. Okay.
No, that's mine.
Here we go. Try again. All right, here we go. First one I got. So yeah, everybody who guessed the Matthew and Sons, the Irukandji. There's 1 point for that one. Good work, guys.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed that people actually picked that one. It shows that they really do pay attention, because I mentioned this watch a lot in my live shows, because I'm so impressed by this brand. I think the father and son theme is really what really gets me. I just had a daughter a year ago. So the fact that he has a company with his son was just touching. But let's be honest, the watch is awesome. It's a lot of fun. It's a 42 millimeter watch, but yet the bezel is 39 and a half. So I can actually swap this out with my wife, and it looks good on her wrist. It looks good on my wrist. And it's purple. It has that sunburst dial, which is just so much fun. And it's got the crown at the 10 o'clock position. I mean, there's just nothing bad that I could say, or nothing negative I could say about this watch. It's a lot of fun and worth every penny.
Yeah, it's pretty unique. Especially that crown at 10 o'clock position kind of reminds me of the Omega Seamasters, where they got the helium release valve up there.
Yes, sir.
We should probably point out that they do have a Kickstarter going on right now. That's almost there. So if anyone's interested, go check that out.
Push them over the edge.
Yeah.
So I have a video that actually showcases all three watches. I own two other watches. I own this one, obviously, and the JCB Rose, which was inspired by his grandfather, Matthew's grandfather. And the Arcticus is the field watch that I just did a review on. That one was loaned to the channel. So, yeah, definitely support Matthew and Sons. Great company out of Australia.
Yeah. So they're over in kind of my side of the world. So they might... Yeah, we might be able to get them on the show sometime. That might be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Irukandji. I mean, that's just the most fun name for a watch, isn't it?
I know, right? You're just waiting for someone to ask you what the watch's name is.
The poisonous jellyfish in the Australian waters.
All right, let's see what we got next. All right, so this is one I wasn't expecting. I remember now, after I see it now, I remember you bring this up, but I had forgotten about this. This is a really unique pick. You don't see this one very often at all.
Yeah, so I had to throw in this curveball, because you look at it, you're like, is that a diver? Is it a field watch? It's big, but it's a Hamilton. It's such a quirky watch. There's a lot of things that I don't care so much about it, but yet I still love it. It's rose gold. It's made by Hamilton, which was established in basically 4 hours from my house in 1892 in Lancaster. So it's got a lot of heritage. This is actually a bigger watch than I usually wear at 44 millimeters, but it's got that GMT function. As you can see, it's actually set to UK time, because I have quite a few friends in the United Kingdom. So you've got three crowns, one that does the outer bezel, the other one does the location, and the other one obviously does the date, GMT, and the time. So
wow,
just a really unique piece, and one that I wanted to throw that in there because I knew that no one would guess that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So he's got it. How's the GMT integrate on that? Is that?
So that's
I don't see a GMT hand in there.
So do you see the 12 o'clock and the 2 o'clock? That little cutout there.
Okay,
that's the GMT time. That's
really?
It's actually a disc.
It's a disc. Oh wow,
yeah,
that's cool.
So what's the water rating on that?
I think it's 660, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 660 feet of water resistance.
Wow, nice.
And the case back is incredible. Here, exhibition case back.
Nice.
Well, we know he's not wearing that one.
Yeah. Whoops. Oh yeah. Later on, save it. Yeah, we're gonna be trying to guess what he's got on his wrist.
Increased my odds by 20%. Thank you.
Alton's played this game before. He knows what he's looking for. Okay, let's move on and see what we got next. Okay, so another one that I kind of thought maybe there would be a Luminox on there, but yeah, I didn't pick this one.
I couldn't make it all obvious, guys. So this is the Luminox. The only easy day was yesterday, blackout edition. This is the watch that I received from Luminox after I posted a video calling out Luminox, because I received a watch that was not very favorable. It was kind of falling apart on me. I got a lot of comments saying that I received a fake watch on eBay. So Luminox actually watched my video, and they reached out to me, and they said, "Hey, would you mind if we send you out a legit watch that you can review?" I
That's
said,
awesome.
"Absolutely. This is it." And I couldn't be any happier with the watch. This is a really rugged, cool looking watch. It's a 43 millimeter, 60 click bezel. The tritium tubes are going to glow for the next at least 15 years at full strength. And it just wears really nice on my 7-inch wrist. And it's one of those watches that I can take on the go when I'm jeans and a t-shirt, not a dressed up kind of watch. And I really enjoyed this piece.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's really cool. The company's willing to stand up for themselves like that and send something like that in.
Yeah,
kind of get a little bit of a
yeah,
G-Shock vibe from it too. Is that quartz or automatic?
That is a quartz, and they fixed a problem that really wasn't theirs because I bought the watch on eBay. Not really their problem, but yet they took the initiative and said, "Hey, look, we want to make it right," and they surely did. They went out of their way, and that meant a lot to me.
Yeah, good for them.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what we got next. So that's 3 out of the 5. Okay, there it is.
Well, I mean, besides the fact that it's right behind me, it's like Alton said, every 4 days I have it posted up on there. This is one of those watches that I saw years ago, and I looked at it like I looked at a Ferrari, and I said, there's no way I will ever be able to afford one of these. So this is just a personal milestone to actually be able to buy one of these. And what can I say about this watch? I mean, there's nothing negative to say about it besides it's very expensive, but it's also very nice. The luminescence is one of the best you'll see in a watch. It's got white gold hands that a lot of people don't realize. The orange bezel is faded, which gives it character. Definitely was a much more deeper orange when it was new. You've got that helium escape valve at the 10 o'clock position, which most of us will never ever use, but it's a nice little, talking points, kind of icebreaker. And the one thing that really impressed me about this watch is it's got that coin case back, and what's underneath that is a really beautifully decorated movement. And I'm impressed that they went through all that trouble for something that most people will never ever see, except maybe your local jeweler at servicing it or Omega themselves. But I'm impressed by this watch.
Got watch talk here. Just wanted to make sure that this one's not like your Luminox.
Oh no! Actually, he's actually referring to
The fake Omega.
Oh, the fake. Right. Yeah, that's right. You just did that.
the Fomega.
Fomega.
What are you pulling a fast one here?
This is the Fomega.
We all guessed the real Omega, but really the one that you picked to show was the fake one. So we all got it wrong.
Actually, I'll give you guys extra points. Is this the real one or the fake?
Yeah, right. I'm gonna guess real. But
Absolutely correct.
That would be a pretty. That would be a real curveball there if you showed us the.
That would be a very impressive fake, wouldn't it? I mean, that's.
Yeah. No, that looks nice. Especially, I was seeing the kind of the bezel fading a little bit and that.
Yeah.
Pretty distressed.
If I were to get this thing serviced, I went to Omega and I asked them like how much the service would be, and they recommended like we would actually change the bezel out, but looking at your watch, we would not recommend it. We think this looks really beautiful, and I agreed with them. So I think it's here to stay.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think that's ceramic bezels are great, and I think if you want to keep your watch looking new forever, but sometimes seeing those kind of faded, scuffed up bezels really adds a lot of character and memories to the thing.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Especially with a sports watch like this.
It's a beautiful piece. Absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you, my friend.
Okay, let's see what our last one that you got is. Oh, no, that was it. That was all 5. 1, 2. Oh, no, what you got?
Oh, no, one more. The one next to the Omega.
Am I missing a picture here?
The Breitling.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent.
For some reason, I don't have a picture of that one, but we can see it in this picture, so we'll go with that. Okay, so that was Alden guessed that one, right? So you got 2 points. Okay,
Very
so
good,
last one.
2 points.
Breitling
Thank you.
So this is the Breitling Headwind from June of 2003. There's a way that you could actually see the date by taking the bracelet off, and you could actually see it on the side of the case once you take the bracelet off. There's a code, and you can decipher that. But there it is. So I actually just gave it an $800 service. So I am underwater with this watch, but it's okay because I'm not flipping it. It's staying in my collection forever. Believe it or not, this is actually my favorite watch of my collection.
Really?
Yeah, there's something about it. It reminds me of my car. It's very versatile because you can dress this up, you can dress this down. It's sporty, it's dressy, it's versatile, it's tough, it's rugged. It just checks off all the boxes for me. The dial itself is actually an actual silver dial, so it's actually 90 whatever silver is. It's an actual silver dial, and what they do is they actually put black lacquer on it. So in certain lights, you could actually see the lettering refract light in no way that you see any other watch.
Oh, wow.
That anti-reflective crystal is actually upper and under, and there's no bad angle with this watch. And actually, this watch looks very dirty now that you put it close up. But when I was when I serviced this thing, oh my goodness! I mean, you could have put that in the showroom, like right underneath the display case, and sold that thing brand new. It looked amazing. So I love this watch. The pilot's bracelet is one of my favorite bracelets of all any watch, and this one's a 43 millimeter, which it's a little large for a lot of guys, but this one I think it's perfect size for me. So love it.
Yeah, John Buckmaster had a question I was wondering too. Is that bezel a fixed bezel or is that a rotating bezel?
That is a rotating bezel. Okay. And you've got the riders at the 12, 3, 6, and 9 o'clock positions. And the reason why they're on there, because this is considered a pilot's bracelet. And what would happen is the pilots would actually reach up and shatter the sapphire crystal on their watches. So the rider tabs actually give it like that G-Shock cushion. So they're not shattering the crystal. So that's the Breitling patented technology. So we all think of G-Shocks when thinking of that, but I believe Breitling actually came up with that technology first.
Interesting. All right, so that is a really cool 5 dive watch collection. Yeah, a couple of ones that seems like people were able to predict, but a lot of interesting ones that I think kind of threw us for a loop. So it'll be fun to talk through these a little bit more as we go. But now I think we're going to be playing some games and start seeing if we can rack up some points. Let me get the score up so far as, and while I do that, Shane, why don't you go ahead and start introducing our questions?
So next phase is the question phase. And basically we're going to ask Joe 5 questions. Well, technically 6, but about the questions are going to be specifically about the watches, and we're going to try to guess his answer before he gives them to us. And you guys at home, feel free to guess as we go along.
Let me interrupt real quick. Shane, how many did you get right on the guesses?
1.
Just 1. Okay.
So I may be at last.
All right. Yeah.
Yep,
sorry.
I'm at last. All right. So let's start off with the first question.
Okay.
And I was going to ask what your favorite watch is, but I think you already answered that. So
Sorry about that.
No, let's go with what's your least favorite out of these 5?
Okay, so least favorite. Okay, so guys, go ahead and start spamming the chat with that. Which one do you think is Joe's least favorite watch in this group? So if you had to pick one to throw away, go ahead and get those in. It'll take you guys a second. While you're doing that, we're going to write down our answers. Yeah, that is a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if like you had to get rid of one of them.
Yeah, I mean, so it's not going to be the Breitling or the Omega, right? We know that. I'm just going to go. Okay. All right, I got mine locked in. Let's see what the chat is going with. So we got a pretty strong vote for Luminox in the chat. Which, yeah, they think they got you there. Okay, so not a lot. Okay, and yeah, I think you might know this Janie Eileen. She's saying you better not be throwing that Hamilton out there, Joe.
Yeah, that's the wifey. She's the one that actually got that from me for Christmas.
Let me change my answer real quick.
Okay, that changes everything.
Yeah, I think we're really narrowing it down now, right?
All right, we're going to lock the chat in for the Luminox because that's basically 100% Luminox. So they're going to go with that. See, what do you guys got? I'm going with the Matthew & Sons.
Luminox.
Okay. All right, Joe, what's it going to be?
Well, is it that obvious? It is the Luminox.
So it looks like I'm out on that one. I'm the only one who didn't pick up on that.
Good job, chat, man.
All right.
I'm impressed.
So that's going to put me and Shane tied now. All right, what's our next question?
So, second question. Out of these 5 watches, which one represents, your favorite brand out of the 5?
Okay. All right. So we've got Omega, Breitling, Hamilton, Matthew & Sons, Luminox. Which one is the best brand out of those guys? Go ahead and spam that in the chat. Favorite brand. And we'll see what you guys got. So we can find something. Okay. So we got, so do we go high end? Is he going to go with the Omegas and the Breitlings, or is he going to go with the micro brand? Yeah, I think I'm starting to see some chat guys coming in, and I think I'm starting to lean with you guys too. But chat is going, okay, so we got a guess for the Hamilton. Maybe play it safe with the wife again. We got the Omega coming in strong. Couple guesses for Breitling, but it seems like, again, we've got pretty strong favorite for the Omega. Breitling's a close second. All right, let's see what you guys got. I'm going with the Omega. We'll lock the chat in for Omega. Omega. Everybody's going Omega. Okay, Omega. Let's see if we got you figured out here, Joe. What's the answer?
Well, believe it or not, I love Breitling.
So that's a 0 for everybody.
There is not a Breitling watch that I've seen. Okay. I would have to say, if you were to pick out any watch, Breitling, I don't think you can go wrong with a Breitling. I just love the brand. So, Breitling, if you're out there, I want to be your spokesperson.
James wants to know why. Why the Breitling?
That is a great. I think it's the styling. What attracted me to Breitling to begin with is actually really silly, but because it's something that I usually preach. I usually say, don't judge a watch by its bracelet, but the bracelet is what drew me on this watch. And I actually own 2 Breitlings with the same bracelet, that pilot's bracelet. But I think it's their sizes, their ruggedness, whoever designs these watches, I think they just do an excellent job. To me, it's a man's watch, and I just love almost every design that they come out with, and that's really my love for Breitling. And it's got a lot of heritage, but 1884, and I don't know. I think besides that, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, they were even before I got into watches, here in Japan, I would walk through the train stations and see Breitling ads, and I was like, okay, so that's a cool watch. I mean, it wasn't just the watch; it was I think just the whole atmosphere that they were cultivating as a brand with that aviation heritage and history, which is something that I always found really appealing. And yeah, I remember thinking if I ever had a ton of money, that would be the kind of watch I would like to get. But I'm still nowhere near that, so I'll probably never get one. But I definitely have a.
You know what else I love about it is that it's one of those watches that I wear out in public and no one says a word about it.
Yeah.
It's not a Rolex. And it's kind of like my style. I'm the underdog. I like Rocky because it's a story about the underdog. And I feel like Breitling's that underdog story as well. I'm wearing a luxury watch that no one gives 2 damns about. And I love that. It doesn't get a lot of attention, but I know that I'm wearing a nice watch, and it's under the radar.
All right. Let's see. Okay, let's move on to our next question as I'm updating the scores here.
So third question. out of these 5, which of you owned the longest?
Okay. So we had, yeah. So, okay. I think we've gotten some good hints on that one so far. We'll see if the chat figures that out. I think I know what I'm going to go for on that one. But again, guys, go ahead and jump through and submit your answers there. It could be tough, though. Let's see. I'm going to go with that. Okay. So we got some guesses coming in. Johnny Arsenal's guessing the Hamilton. Breitling. Quarantine Catholic's asking about the purple one. That's the Matthew & Sons Irukandji. It is a micro brand. But yeah, we got some guesses on Breitling, Luminox. Breitling. Okay. Yeah, chat seems to be favoring the Breitling pretty heavily there. And I think I'm liable to agree with them. We got another guess for the Hamilton. But all right, what do you guys got? I'm going to go with the, let me get this out of the way. I'm going with the Breitling.
I'll go with Hamilton.
Hamilton, okay.
Going with the Hamilton.
Okay. So me and the chat are Breitling. The other 2 guys are Hamilton.
I have to say that the chat has brought their A game tonight. It is definitely the Breitling. I'm sorry, not the Breitling. The
what?
No.
Wait.
I'm still thinking.
Who's the Miss America winner here?
It's actually the Omega.
The
Omega.
Okay.
None of us win then. Okay.
Had the Omega the longest. Okay. Well, a couple of people in chat are getting that, but yeah, no, we locked the chat in for Breitling, so that's another 0 for everybody.
2 rounds of 0. That's never happened.
Okay. Yeah, you're definitely throwing us some curveballs tonight, Joe. Okay, let's see if we can score any more points. What's our next question?
So
Shane?
next question, was this the 4th question? Out of these 5 watches, if there was one, well, this way, it's an underdog story. If there's one that you think more people should know about that they don't know about, which would it be?
Okay, so where is he going to go with that? Yeah. You know, he's talking about the Breitling and how that's kind of an under the radar, but then we have some micro brands and the unusual Hamilton. Could go a lot of different ways. Chat, go ahead and lock those in while we think through this.
Yeah, the Luminox, I mean, it's a popular brand. Well, people know about it, but maybe not everybody buys one because it's cords.
Yeah.
Heimdallr Below says Joe is throwing like an Astros pitcher tonight. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I feel like you brought a lot of watches that you really want other people to know about, right? Like a lot of these are watches that you know, if you think dive watches, you know, the Omega Seamaster would be on a lot of people's list, but you know, I think the other 4 watches are not ones that people would immediately go to. So you're bringing a lot of
single Seiko in the bunch. What's going on?
What's going on there?
Japan in general.
Yeah.
Orients?
Yeah, we got Australia represented. Yeah,
where's Luminox from?
Luminox, feels like U.S., but I don't know.
I believe U.S. as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even though this one is a Swiss, I believe Swiss Ronda quartz, but yeah, I think they come from I think it's Illuminati is their headquarters. I believe they're in New York.
Oh, okay. So I would have thought it was from the Loom, not the Illuminati, but maybe it's either one. Okay, so it's kind of close here with the chat, but I think the Matthew & Sons is the Irukandji is edging out just slightly. A lot of people are saying Hamilton, a lot of people saying Breitling, but it seems like most are going with that. So we'll go ahead and lock them in with that. What do you guys got? I'm going to go with the Breitling.
Oh, Matthew & Sons.
Okay.
Same. Matthew & Sons.
Okay. What do we got, Joe?
Well, guess what? It is definitely the Matthew & Sons.
Oh,
yay.
I'm getting slaughtered tonight. Okay. So yeah, I am way behind. Okay. Do we have any more questions, Shane, or was that it?
Well, 2 more. We have the Price is Right question. So what is the total value? And we're doing Price is Right rules, so you have to closest to the value without going over.
Okay. And then after those 2 questions are done, we're going to do the strap giveaways. We're going to have one more, so you guys don't leave yet. If you want a chance to win a strap, there's about 61 people, so that's pretty good odds for a YouTube giveaway. But we're going to do 2 questions before that. So next question, how much are these 5 watches total worth? It's going to be between $4,000 and $10,000. If you go over, you're out. Price is Right rules. So go ahead and take a stab at it, guys. Let's see what you got. Yeah, we got an interesting mix of like luxury watches and then some kind of good budget options. There's a pretty good range there. It'd be interesting to see what you guys guessing. Okay. So what are we going to do? Yeah, so I'm not that into the luxury watch. So I'm going to have a hard time pricing the Breitling and the Omega. Other ones, I think I have at least some idea.
So when you're pricing them as they sit today, not MSRP, correct?
MSRP.
Yeah, well, whatever you figured out before.
Unless you can't buy one, that's what I was.
Yeah, why don't you tell us what you went with on the pricing? We'll guess.
Well,
that.
If we went MSRP, then we would be above the 10,000.
Yeah,
so I'm going price as they sit right now.
Okay. So
if
price,
I were to sell them on eBay or whatever.
Okay, yeah. So we'll go street prices today for these ones.
Right.
Okay, so that's going to adjust it a little bit. Okay, yeah. I'm just going to ballpark this. Okay, I got mine. Let's see what the chat's going with. So chat is on the low end. They are, guys, looks like John is at the low end. He's saying 56.50. And then the chat is going up as high as 9,100. But we got one guess at 10K. Oh, Rock the Watch saying 10K. So we're going, some people are saying you hit the 10K limit on that. And so, yeah, we got about a $5,000 spread on the chat. But a lot of people are guessing in the sevens. Sevens and eights. Sevens, eights, nines. Okay, maybe low eights. Let's take someone in the low eights. Seems to be. We'll take okay. So Christopher Johnson, you are representing the chat. We're gonna lock the chat in for 8,100. And yeah, let's see. So I might be lowballing here. Okay, so I'm gonna go with. So chat is going 8,100. I'm gonna go with 6,003. What do you guys got?
7,900.
7,999.99.
6,000. Nope. Yep. No.
699 from Alton.
No. Wait. Ta-da! 6,999.
Okay.
And 7 cents.
And 7 cents. Wait, Shane, did you do 699 too, or
799?
Oh, 799. Okay. All right, and chat's
and 7
81.
cents.
Chat's 81. All right, what do we got, Joe? What's your estimated street price of these five?
You're muted.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
So I've looked up these prices on eBay, and this is a very conservative estimate. I have to say it's only 5,000 USD.
Okay. That's
Believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
So I think that was me, right? I was the lowest one.
Finally, you get one.
6,000. Finally on the board with something.
Yeah.
Not that. I guess it's gonna help me a little bit, but okay. All right. So yeah, that's putting me down. So I think. Let me see. So going into the last quiz question, I believe I have 3 points, and everybody else is tied at 4, if I've been counting this correctly.
All right. So last question is the wrist check question. So we're gonna try to guess what's on your wrist.
Okay, what is Joe wearing one of those right now? Yeah, if you guys are paying attention, not giving me any hints because I need all the help I can get. But yeah, go ahead and guess what you think he's wearing on his wrist. It's going to be one of these 5 watches. Which one of these 5 watches is on the wrist?
Now, Shane, I could have switched my watch as you weren't looking.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's been pretty tricky all night, so we don't know what's going on here.
And it could be your favorite watch, or you might be trying to throw a curveball.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go. I think I know what that. All right, so we got one guess coming in for the Casio. I think that might be a little bit off.
Casio?
Unless he's really throwing a curve. Okay. Breitlings. Okay, guess for the Seiko, which again, not in the 5 guys. Come on.
That would be a heck of a curveball. That would be like a screwball, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Watch Monkey says the purple one. Okay, here we go. Get some more guess. Hamilton, Matthew and Sons. Still got the Snoopy on again. Yeah. Yeah, look, you got everybody really confused now. They're just going all over the place. Matthew and Sons, Rolex Oyster Professional.
My evil plan works.
Yeah. Nobody knows what's going on now. Okay, Breitling, Luminox. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I think the Matthew and Sons has a few more votes than the rest of them, but they're pretty much all over. We'll go ahead and lock them in for Matthew and Sons. I think they got 3. Alton is trying to throw the chat off by voting down there and in here. I think that's cheating. Okay, but yeah, we'll lock the chat in for Matthew and Sons. I'm also going with Matthew and Sons. What do you guys got?
Hamilton.
Going Omega.
Omega. Okay, so we're all
either
in the
Omega or
chat
Matthew.
together.
Come on.
All right, let's see the wrist check. Here it comes.
Oh, it is the
look at
Matthew
that.
and Sons.
All right, so that's me in the chat.
Nice.
Okay. All right, so that's
Pulling
going to
up.
put, let me see. So that's, I think,
Good job to the chat. Good job, Dave.
Yeah, so that's enough to get, okay, great. This is not looking good for us. So I think if I've got this right, that's putting me, Shane, and Alton tied at 4, but the chat up at 5.
The chat has brought their A game tonight, man.
Yeah, so they
Nice
are
job, chat.
taking an early lead, which is good because next we're going to be doing a giveaway. And this is our first time doing this, so we're going to give away a strap live on the show. So the way this is going to work, we've got another quiz question for you guys. And the hosts, we're not going to participate. We're going to let you guys guess this. And basically the first one to get it right is going to win this strap. So this is a 22 millimeter sailcloth strap from Ritchie. It's black sailcloth on top, leather backing. It has red stitching. I think I've got, I don't have a picture of this exact one, but I did review these straps. They're very nice.
Yeah,
Let me show you guys, what they look like here. Let me pull that up. So give you a little bit clearer picture of what they look like.
That's a nice mug there, Alton. Where can we get that at?
If you just head over to Dave's website, you just might find a great Collection Conundrum Mug just for you and your family.
Man, I am feeling left out right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to definitely go get myself one.
$15. There's 2 sizes. I got the larger size,
You got the big one. Okay.
it's more of a medium size for me, but yeah.
This is like, my wife saw this one here in Japan. She thought it was massive. So it's like twice as big as a Japanese.
We like them. We like our doubles big up here in Canada.
I got the smaller one. Yeah.
Rare version day, by the way.
Since you guys brought it up, we do have. I got a merch store set up, so we have some Collection Conundrum mugs you can get if you're a big fan of the show. You can support it, drink along with us. Next show, also T-shirts and stuff too. So if you guys are interested in that, I'll put a link down below in the chat. But let's give away this strap. So again, this is the red stitching version of that. So you guys, it's 22 millimeter strap. And here's the question. So the question is, what is Joe's favorite Seiko? Okay. What is Joe's favorite Seiko? First one to get it right wins. So go ahead and just start spamming the chat. Feel free to guess as many times as you want. And Joe, kind of keep an eye on the chat if you can see it over in YouTube and tell me who wins first if somebody guesses it. Okay. We got some guesses coming in. And they're probably going to be coming in fast. So if you can see the chat, you watch the chat
already. Someone already guessed it.
That was fast. Okay, what is it? Who's the winner first?
So
that did not take long. Okay.
I locked it in.
Okay, Seiko Paddy Turtle. All right.
Quite a few people guessed that one, so I don't want to.
Who was the first one to get it? Can you scroll up on the list and see who got it?
Someone guessed that like right away. It was actually Nathan Amore. He did the Paddy dive right away.
Nathan Amore with the Paddy dive.
Wow.
Congratulations. That was fast. You just won a Ritchie sailcloth strap.
Congratulations.
Drop a comment, not in the chat, but a comment on this video down below. That will enable me to contact you after the show, and we'll work out how to get this mailed over to you, and I will send it out. And yeah, that's our first live strap giveaway. It's kind of fun. We're going to be trying to do this from here on out. That'd be fun since this is a game show to actually have some prizes for the guys who tune in live. So we'll get that sent out to you, and congratulations on winning.
Awesome job, Nathan. Congrats.
But yeah, again, drop a comment down below so that I can follow up with you after the show's done.
A lot of people got that right, actually. I'm impressed. People are actually watching my channel.
I thought with so many different Seikos out there, it would take them at least a second to get it. But they
That was like the first guest too that popped
pretty
up.
much jumped on it right away.
That was my guess too. That was a lot of fun. Are we going to do that every time?
We're going to try, yeah.
Yeah. I know
Good idea.
I've got 5 or 6 straps laying around.
Okay.
For North America. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, when we get working there, we'll see what kind of straps we got. But yeah, I think I've got a bunch too. So until we run out of straps to give away, we'll be giving.
Can
away
you ship
straps.
to Canada yet, Dave?
You know,
I was going to Google that
I think
today.
I might be able to, but yeah, I'll have to check and see.
Okay, it's not straps I'm interested in, buddy. You know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're waiting for. Okay. All right, so moving on. What's the next section? I think we're going to be just talking about the collection a little bit.
Yeah, let's talk about the collection.
5 watches.
Yeah. So, can we throw those 5 watches up for a second, just to
Yeah, let me get that up.
see those?
Yeah, and let's see if I can find this.
So what I'm going to do is ask the guys to talk about what they like about the collection, and I'm going to ask them each one watch that they like the best, that if they could take from your collection and put it in their own, that they would definitely want to do that. And I'd love to hear from you in the chat as well. What is one watch from here that you would love to have in your collection, and what do you like about this collection overall?
Okay, I guess I'll jump in first. Yeah, so there's a lot of interesting ones in there. I really like that Hamilton. I don't think I would pick it just because it's a little bit too unique, but it is really cool. But yeah, I think if I were going to grab one, yeah, I would. I think you said this was maybe your favorite, but I like that Breitling a lot. That is really cool. Again, I like just what you said. I like how understated it is. Especially for me, like, because I'm a pastor, church planter over here, I don't want to be caught wearing an expensive watch. I just think it's a good look for clergy wearing Rolexes and stuff. But maybe I could sneak away with a Breitling and people wouldn't notice too much. It might be too flashy even. But yeah, I've just always kind of respected and liked Breitling. I think that would be such a cool watch to have. So I really like that one.
Dave, I've started a brand new ministry. I don't know if you've heard about it. It's where all you pastors who are walking around with Rolexes on your wrist and you feel the Lord is leading you to give up the sin, you can mail it to me.
Yeah.
I will give you my address in the comments.
It's like a seed money, right? You mail the watch to you, and then we get blessings in return.
I'll give you a hanky back in the mail, blessed by me personally.
Great, thank you. Yeah, this is actually a televangelist show now. We're not a watch show anymore. Yeah, if you want to be blessed, send Alton your watches. Okay.
Shane?
That's a tough one. I mean, for me, it's kind of a toss-up between the Hamilton, the Breitling, and the Omega. Hamilton is just so different. I don't think I've seen anything quite like it, and I love that about it. And I'm a Hamilton fan. Again, Breitling is just really cool. Again, same thing. I haven't really seen much like that before. I think I'd probably go with the Omega, just because I've always loved the orange bezel. My one orange Scuba Dude Vostok, I kind of modded it to have a bezel like that. And I remember the first time I was wearing it, it was not the first time. When I took it diving, I was down in Atlantis, Nassau, Bahamas, and I was on a bus with heading to the dive site, and another guy sees it and he's like, "Oh, is that an Omega?" And I'm like, not quite. But yeah, I think I'd go with the Omega.
I have to say it's a great collection. I've always been tempted by Luminox, never pulled the trigger. Matthew and Sons, if you are watching, I know I'm a small channel, but I have a mighty influence, far surpassing my numbers. So you want to send one in for review, I'd love to hear from you. The Hamilton is gorgeous. Beautiful. I love that. The Breitling it's one of my lesser favorite Breitlings, and I really like Breitling. Just something about it doesn't do it for me, but I've never held one in the flesh. And I've learned over the years that sometimes something does not appeal to you until you get it on your wrist, and then all of a sudden you either click with it, or something you really, really wanted, you don't click with it. But that Omega, I would click with that Omega. I think I would. Yeah, so that's what I would go for in this collection. So, guys, let's talk about maybe something we would change about this collection. If it's something that you would swap out and maybe put something else in its place, and just overall, anything that you feel is lacking in this diver collection.
Can I guess here?
Yeah,
Yeah, go
sure.
for it.
Seiko. We need a Seiko in here.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
exactly what I was thinking too.
say. Or some sort of Japanese representation in here.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah, that Seiko Paddy that everyone was just guessing a second ago, I think that would fit in here perfectly. I think that would really round this out a bit. Yeah.
Not sure what I'd get rid of for that though.
Yeah, that would be tough. I mean,
Maybe the Luminox, but
yeah.
I think you should have at least one quartz in there. I don't know.
Yeah, I might. Yeah, I'm sorry to your wife, but I might drop the Hamilton for a Seiko. Not anything against the Hamilton, just to round it out more. I feel like the Hamilton, I get a little bit of similar vibe to the Breitling and the Omega. It's it's a very kind of standout piece.
Right.
Kind of very classy for a dive watch. And I think you can get, I would wear the Breitling or the Omega probably in similar situations that I would wear the Hamilton. Whereas getting a really good tool watch like that Seiko Paddy in there, I think would give me some more versatility in the 5 watches. So that's what I would do. But I would understand if you were going to hang on to that one.
I really like this collection because it's your collection and these pieces mean a lot to you. I like them all. If I had to switch one out, I would probably pull out the Luminox and insert maybe a 62 Moss Seiko, or this isn't a popular one, but there's a newer white dial Shogun that is just beautiful. Bigger watch, but really nice.
Yeah, we've got a couple of pretty big size watches in here too. Like maybe a small diver would be. I don't know. Do you?
What's your wrist size?
Your kanji is pretty small.
Yeah.
So I have a 7-inch wrist.
Okay.
And so we have the Omega at 42 millimeter, Breitling at 43, the Hamilton at 44, the Luminox at 43, and the Irakanji. I mean, I average it out to, I think it wears like a 40, but it's really a 42. So yeah, I guess I like my watches pretty large, especially the divers.
But do you have a flatter wrist or like me, a rounder wrist?
You know what? I really haven't admired my wrist like that. So
see, my wrist is kind of like a meatball, so it's 8 inches, but the top is only more like a 7.5 incher.
Here's the thing about the way I wear watches. I wear them very oddly because I actually wear them above the bone, very close to the wrist.
Oh, okay, so close to it. Okay, so you're got it.
Where I think that's odd.
Yeah, I can admit it further up.
I like it there. Yeah.
Yeah, we never did our wrist check.
That's what I was about to say.
That's
yeah. Dave, what are you wearing?
I'm actually just kind of slumming it with my little Casio here today. Maybe the cheapest watch I own, but probably the one I wear the most right now. It's like if I'm not going anywhere, I'm just sitting around the house. That's usually what I got on my wrist. And yeah, super comfortable. Tells the time, gets the job done.
Nice. What are you wearing, Shane?
The new Phoebus Nebula.
Ooh, nice.
Which I just put the review up today. Small plug.
Yeah, everyone go watch it. Wait till this is done and go watch it.
It's very interesting dials. It's
sandwich dial,
for
right?
one, it's not a dive watch for once. Yeah, it's a sandwich dial with a fume gradient and a vertical brushing, kind of like an Omega Railmaster. It's really interesting.
Yeah, they really drew a lot of unique elements and just kind of
I'm not sure if it's actually up on the website yet. They had some sort of shipping issues. That was something somebody was complaining about. They can't find it yet. I think they were shipping them to their US and Europe distributors, and they're having shipping issues getting it to them. So hopefully it'll be up any day now, which I know I've been having shipping issues too. So something's going on with US shipping.
Yeah, I had a hard time deciding what I was going to wear until I realized that I'm actually giving this one back tomorrow. It's going in the mail to somebody else. So I thought I'll get one more night with it. It's a Canadian brand, Swiss made. The brand is called York and Front, and the watch is the Berard. And
I've seen that one around. I really like that one.
It is, I got to say, guys, $4.99. You're getting a really, really quality timepiece. Keeps up with any of my $500 watches. Keeps up with my $1,000 watches. Might need a little bit more AR coating, but that's about all I could say for this bad boy. And the review drops tomorrow morning. So there you go. Plug for me too.
Nice. Got to go check that out. All right. Well, I think we are running a few minutes over time, so we're going to try and speed this up and get through to the end of this because we don't want to keep everybody for too long. I'm sure. Yeah, we've got a lot of people in the chat, so that's great to see you guys. But let's go ahead and jump over to the final round of the quiz show. Shane, why don't you tell us about that?
So, final round of the quiz show is the real conundrum, the trade-off part. Now, this is where the three of us, in turn, offer Joe a theoretical trade. That one particular watch that he might be willing to trade all 5 of those watches for. And we each offer ours in turn. And at the end, he can only pick one of them. And while we're doing this, then you guys throw some theoretical trades out in the chat. And if he doesn't like ours, he can pick yours. And the maximum value has to be the maximum value of the collection or the category of the collection. And that's going to be $10,000 with this one. And the winner gets 3 points instead of the regular 1 point.
All right.
So 3 or 2, actually. What do you want to do? 3 or 2?
2. Let's do 2. Right. 3 seems a little excessive. But either way, that's going to be the deciding one. We are close enough now that, I've mounted my comeback. I've positioned myself to be able to jump ahead. We'll see if we can pull it out. But yeah, the chat, you guys have an edge on this. If you guys can, if all of us.
And if the chat wins, all 3 of us lose, and we all got to do whatever embarrassment that gets picked out. Right. Usually it's an Instagram post.
We'll see how that goes. Okay, so chat, why don't you guys go ahead and start giving some suggestions on what you think Joe would swap these 5 watches for. And then me, Shane, and Alton are going to share our picks in the meantime. If he doesn't like anything we're suggesting, he can dip into what you guys got, and you guys will snag the points. But if we can convince him to take one of ours, we can pull ahead and win the day. So let's go ahead. I guess I've got mine up first, so I'll go ahead. And I was thinking, okay, so I'm gonna give you a Moonwatch Professional, the current version. I know you wanted the Snoopy one. You can't find that for 10 grand right now, unfortunately. But you can get a regular Moonwatch, and I think there's still some cool stuff there. You can buy a little Snoopy sticker and kind of slap it on the back if you want to really.
That's too funny.
Pull it out.
That's funny.
Just kind of but yeah, this is my offer. I'm going to offer you a Moonwatch Professional 42mm. The Sapphire version I went with. So that's my take. Let me pass over. I've got Alton's pulled up here, so I'll let him explain what he's thinking.
Okay, I don't know how you feel about this, but I had quite a bit of money to work with, and this is still only 2,000 below the max. And every time I see a picture of this thing, it's gorgeous. It's spring drive. It's only 100 meters water resistant, but I don't really think you do a lot of deep diving anyway. Titanium, it is a bigger watch, but we know you can pull off your bigger watches. And Dave, if you go to the next slide, you'll see a few more pictures there.
Really trying to sell this one today.
Plus, Joe, listen, plus or minus 15 seconds a month, okay? Just think about that. Spring drive, smooth sweep, full functionality, GMT. Joe, this is your winner.
Man, you came out guns a-blazing tonight.
All right. And
I lost last week. I don't want to lose again.
Right. So Dave and I have a similar thought process, except I was going by MSRP. So because MSRP I think is like 9,600. So that's like right under that cap.
Yeah, if you can find it. All right.
If you can find it, but MSRP. Because I know you like Omega and I know you like Snoopy.
Yeah. I feel like that's cheating. I don't know about you guys.
We've always said MSRP.
Dave, can I have my slide back, and I want to draw Snoopy on that, okay?
Okay, this is the special edition Seiko Snoopy.
Yeah, there's going to be a Snoopy on that.
Well, that's what the S stands for.
Hasn't come yet, yeah.
Yeah, shipped direct from India.
Along with the young hams.
Yeah.
Well, okay, Shane is actually, he is correct. The MSRP was $10,000, even though right now they're selling for $30,000 to $50,000. Yeah. But rules are rules, right?
Mm.
Yeah, I guess we could even put a stipulation that you're not allowed to ever sell it, but I don't think you ever would if you got it. Although you were talking about getting this as an investment piece.
Well, it just shows that Shane's paying attention to my channel.
I know, yeah. That, sell your Tesla stock and...
Yeah, well, you sold that one too. That's good. That's good.
All right. Okay. So what are you thinking, Joe? We got a regular moon watch. We have a limited edition Snoopy Speedmaster, and we got a Seiko Spring Drive. Or let's see some of the ones that the chat might be suggesting. They're offering a Black Bay 58. Papa Gritch thinking the same thing as Alton here. Stefan got an Oris Aquis.
Not a lot of guesses.
Offer for another Omega Seamaster, so maybe upgrading your Seamaster to a current version or something. Rolex Date Just. Rock the Watch says you can get a Milgauss in there. If you're okay, Anthony B, maybe thinking along the lines of Shane here and going with MSRP.
I need Paul Newman, maybe.
Current MSRP.
Okay. Yeah, Janie is agreeing with Shane. I like Shane's pick too. Yeah.
Well, I like it too.
Zenith Chronograph. All right, what do you got, Joe?
Well, I want to give a shout out to Lucian. Thank you for tuning in. He's a special friend of mine. And of course, Janie Eileen, my wife. Thank you for tuning in. And also a lot of the other guys, Psycho Fu and Steve or the Watch Corner, and everybody else that I haven't mentioned. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Really appreciate it. So, with that being said, I have to admit there were some really good choices. There was actually one in the comment section that I actually had in my mind that I was going to pick until someone here definitely took advantage of the MSRP and blew that one out of the water. Shane deserves it, man. If I could get that for $10,000, I would totally jump all over that.
Yeah. So now,
great job.
Let me ask you: do you have any regrets at not selling your Tesla stock and buying this at the MSRP when you could have? Is that something that keeps you awake at night, or?
Not at all. Not at all. Because here's the thing: Tesla stock just keeps rising. The Snoopy watch is still rising too. Yeah. But when it comes down to percentages, Tesla stock has just about 1,000% so far in my portfolio. So no regrets. Mm-hmm. But it's a beautiful watch, man. So really well done. I'm impressed.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Okay. All right. So that's going to give us a winner today. Shane pulls it out. Congratulations with 6 points to just barely edge out the chat. So the way this works, Joe, you can send me an Instagram photo that you want me and Alton to post on our Instagram.
At least I'm only a co-loser this time.
Try to keep it PG-13
ish.
Ish, yeah. But yeah,
lucky for you, I have a brand that I need to keep clean as well, so it will be.
All right. We'll look forward to seeing that. So yeah, check our Instagrams for that. Guys, make sure you check out Joe's channel. Head over there. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'm definitely subscribed. I watch it regularly, so great stuff that he's putting out.
Thank you very
head
much.
over to Alton's channel. He's pushing for that 1,000 subs. What do you get? 880 something now?
I don't know, something like that. Yeah.
Pretty close. So if you haven't subscribed to Half Past Blog, go check it out. If you haven't checked out Shane's channel, he's got some new stuff dropping. Lots of good content out there. But thank you guys for watching. Also, shameless plug for the store. If you want to get your hands on a mug or T-shirt, link to that down below. Got some cool stuff heading out, so you can join us. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next month. We'll be getting some new guests on there and playing again. And again, we'll be giving away another strap next month as well. So it should be fun. But that will wrap it up for today.
Thanks,
see
everybody.
you guys all later.
Thank you so much.
Take care. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.